so hard. It is so humid. Oh my goodness. Let me see what the temperature is though. It's 81, but the humidity is like 70%, and we just did 5 miles. There's more sweat. I don't usually actually drip sweat, so this is crazy. We are at the garage because when we were walking, it was so hard to push the stroller. I thought it was just me. I'm out of shape, haven't been doing it much. It's just hot, but no, I gotta take a turn and I nearly ride on the rim. All of the wheels are flat. Like, I don't even know how I didn't notice this before. Like, how would all the wheels go flat at once? But gonna take care of that and then hopefully cool off in the Jeep with a lot of wind because it's so hot.
Highlight reel.
Hey friends, it's bedtime. Haven't seen you too much since our little trip to Sonic for Slushies. Basically, I talked to you when we had finished taking a 5-mile walk in intense humidity. We were like, oh, it's not even 80 degrees, let's go for a walk. But yeah, that was sweaty. I'm not usually a sweater. I just turned bright red sweater. Not really one to sweat. I overheat. That's what I do. And I'm like, just sweat already, so I cool down. But I finally did it when I was waiting outside the garage. It just started pouring sweat after I finished walking. So I came in and had to change. I threw on a different t-shirt because, yeah, I was soaked. So wet outside. But we just wanted nothing more than a long drive in the Jeep with the wind blasting us and a cold slush. So that's what we did. We drove to the further one because they have more than just 2 drive-up windows where you drive up and talk to the menu and they bring it out. The one that's a little closer is just awful. It has like 2 of those. The mobile order spots are always full. The drive-in and drive-through is so busy all the time. So we just barely got one of the spots where you order because half of them were marked off as out of order. I'm like, really? After coming all this way? But we got our slushes and drove home, and then I just had to get to work doing school. Jack's, I think, is pretty much set. I just need to check on if any worksheets need to be printed out. I'll be doing school stuff after I get everybody to sleep, and I've already been doing it, but I got all of Sebastian's week planned out. It's flexible. It's basically a big list for each subject of what I hope to cover. I can always change it out based on what he's interested in, but got a basic idea, got most of the printable stuff taken care of, but then I needed to laminate, and I was down there cutting, and then I'm using somebody's printable, and it printed out all weird with black borders around, black backgrounds around some of the clip art that she used, so I just ended up coloring with a Sharpie all of the background's black just because I'm a perfectionist and that's the best I could do. It's a little weird in spots, but yeah, that took a long time. I finished at 9:10. It's now 9:31 and they're reading. But let me see, I can show you a little bit. I mean, I didn't film much because I was just busy doing that, and then I put on a travel video. Yeah, so there were like black borders around. You can see how this line is uneven because the clip art was just kind of put wherever, and I'm sure it looked great if it didn't print with a black box around them, but I just colored them all in. These are lowercase alphabet letters that you can make out of Lego bricks. So I'm gonna get a little base plate and try to dig up enough bricks. He's gonna want to match the color, and I don't think that's happening, so hopefully he's okay with just doing the shape. I have all those. I also, oh gosh, I'm mixing everything up. I also printed out these that I made with a font I purchased, and he can trace these, and I'm gonna give him stickers. I laminated this so it's like plasticky. I'm gonna give him lots of tiny stickers, and he can put the right number on these. So I do have these upstairs with me because when I go to say goodnight to Jax, I'm gonna bring it over and see if I can raid some of his Legos for those basic bricks. So after I do that, I'm going to head down to the schoolroom and put out worksheets, try to change some of the trays. He really wants to do this craft, a flower craft, which I have a feeling it's going to take me at least 20 minutes to get everything prepared for that, but I will try because he really wants to. I am waiting on a few things to come from Amazon that I ordered this evening. Amazon's amazing. We'll see if it comes. But a geography workbook, so I have plenty of worksheets for social studies, and a set of Play-Doh because I needed more colors for a flower, parts of the flower project we're going to be doing. The craft is also parts of the flower. Also, I asked Danny if he could reach out to one of his friends who is a firefighter here in our town to see if sometime in the future we could get a tour of the firehouse or a fire truck, anything, so we can do a community helpers unit, and Jax can come along too. I'll try to tie it into his studies, so that's a little extracurricular thing. In a non-pandemic world, I would invite some other homeschoolers, but we are not hooking up with other friends right now, sadly. So he said yes. He is off for a few days, so we're going to arrange that, and maybe I'll do community helpers next week. Another project I'm setting for the future is we are going to do animal research projects. We're going to go through the World Wildlife Federation Fund. I need to see what that final F is. But they have these little packages where you adopt an animal, you pay, and you get a photo of your animal and little info, and you also get a stuffed animal. So they're going to choose from that long list and do a research project on it. Sebastian's obviously going to work with me drawing it. We're going to write up some facts and stuff. Jackson's going to have to write a paper, maybe some pictures. But once they finish, we will do our adoption of that animal, and they will have a stuffed animal and a photo of who they adopted. So I think that's going to be after our trip to the beach. I think that's what they decided. So I will just focus on all that other stuff for now. Lots of language arts and math for Sebastian, but we're going to do maps for geography this week for him. So thus the worksheet book is going to be a huge help because I am not paying for education.com like I did when Jax was in lower elementary. I just don't want to have to pay for that and Jax's monthly online school. So if you ever need a lot of worksheets or want the flexibility to have them, buying like a $6 or $7, I think this one is 10 because it's a specialized subject and I chose one that was all color. You save a lot of money on ink and paper by buying this $10 book with like 100 pages and you rip them out. The only disadvantage I think is they're double-sided. So if you only want them to do one side, you have to remember to save it and pull it back out. But it's great. Big time and money saver. And his science, as I said, was parts of the flower this week. So we're going to be exploring that and probably picking one of our weird little baby sunflowers that are growing out of that one that the squirrel ate. Don't know what's going on there, but yeah. My life tonight is homeschool. At dinner, we just ordered Mediterranean. I did not want to go out because I had so much to do. And I'm glad of it. It's time suck to go out and wait. Every stage is waiting, and it can be nice, but not when you have so much to do. But we were chatting about COVID headlines. Danny was telling me about a teacher in California. You've probably seen the headlines if you are from the current time and not in the future watching this past video. But a teacher who took her mask off for story time. She was unvaccinated. And she'd been feeling a little sniffly and sneezy, thinking it's allergies, and she gave half of her class COVID. The entire front row of story time, and then a few others. And then there's our local school having an entire classroom in quarantine because a teacher's positive. Because of that, our school district is requiring teachers be vaccinated or test weekly. So hopefully that helps. But we were, again, emphasizing to the kids and each other, we made the right decision this year. Homeschooling is what we have to do. We're just taking it a year at a time, so yeah. But I am going to go get changed because before you know it, they're going to be done and ready for me to do my getting them to sleep duties. Got to edit this video for you. And lately I've not been finishing editing it. I get up out of the bed at 11 to say my last goodnights to Jax, who is reading at that time, because my husband comes up around then. I like to clear out by then, go down and do all the school, and then it's like 12:30 that I'm finally finishing editing and start the upload. So I've got a night ahead of me, and I kind of want to do some Animal Crossing. I'm changing out all of the paths in my town. I have some tests going. I want to see how it looks at different times of the day before I commit to somebody else's pattern that I can't change. Yeah, I guess that's it. I've done a few braids. I'm not really stressing it. We go to the beach in 4 weeks, which means in 2.5 weeks I'm going to be starting this turquoise, like probably 10 to 12 days before we go. So I'm really just doing some maintenance because this has been in here for a while. Just trying to neaten up any loose ones. It's going to give it some streaks of opaly color, which I think will be lovely, and I will save all those for the future. Yeah, I'm going to say goodnight because I'm just going to keep on verbally vomiting on you. I'm sorry. Good night. My name is Stephanie. I make a video every night, so I will see you tomorrow. I'm expecting you to be back. Good night. Stay safe. Be kind, and don't forget, wash your hands.